The ocean that morning looked deceptively calm. The sun was out, no wind, the water peaceful, harmless, inviting. It was the kind of day that makes you bored as a lifesaver, that makes you forget just how quickly the ocean can change. I was returning from a roving patrol along the rocks when I heard it. Panic screams piercing the silence. A group of swimmers stood on the rocks, helplessly yelling for their friend lost in the water. In that split second, instinct took over. No time to think, no time to wait. I jumped. Now, I don't remember much about the rescue itself. Adrenaline, training, blurred everything together. My body knew what to do before my mind did. I reached them just as they were about to go under, almost scooping them out of the water. Together, we swam back toward the shore, the ocean pulling against us. Every stroke was a race, against the current, against fatigue. But I kept speaking, calm and steady. You're okay. I've got you. What they didn't know was that those words were keeping me calm just as much as them. When we got back to the rocks, that's when the moment really hit me. They shook my hand, pulled me in for a hug. No words, just that look of pure gratitude that said everything. That night, as I lay awake, adrenaline still racing, I couldn't stop thinking to myself, what if no one with the life-saving skills I'd learned was there that day? What if help had come just a few minutes later, or not at all? Would they have made it back to shore? Because in the ocean and in life, survival often comes down to one thing: who's nearby and whether they know what to do. Every second matters. Every minute counts. Across Australia, around 33,000 people suffer cardiac arrest each year, with about 80% of those happening at home. Most are surrounded by people who care deeply, but who just don't have the skills to act. Experience taught me knowledge saves lives, training saves lives, being ready saves lives. For every minute that CPR and the use of an automated external defibrillator, or AED, is delayed, chances of survival decrease by 10%. So outside of hospital, survival sits at just 10%. But here's the thing. If CPR and the use of an AED are used within those first 3 to 5 minutes, chances of survival can jump to as high as 70%. Now, I know numbers can feel distant until it's your friend, your parent, your teammate lying on the ground. And the problem is that right now, too many people are either unsure what to do, freeze, or simply don't have the training that could mean the difference between life and death. And despite how common cardiac arrest is, many people never learn life-saving skills. I want you to think about the most important thing you learnt at school. Was it Shakespeare? How to read a map? The fundamentals of the times tables? The scientific method? I've always found it really interesting how we graduate school knowing how to solve quadratic equations, but not how to perform CPR. And while all of these skills are incredibly valuable in becoming successful adults, would any of them have helped the distressed swimmer at the beach that morning? That gap, that lack of basic life-saving training, costs lives every single day. Statistically, 1 in 3 Australians will have to perform CPR on an adult at some point in their lives. Now, I want you to look around. Chances are that could be someone sitting right next to you. And yet, less than 5% of Australians hold current first aid training and would feel confident in responding in an emergency situation. That rate is among the lowest in the world, and for a first world country, that statistic should shock us. As someone who's been fortunate enough to be empowered by this training, to know I can help when advanced care isn't immediately there, I realize something needs to change. What we're prioritizing, what we're teaching, it has to evolve if we want a society that's ready to act and ready to save lives. The good news is that the solution isn't complicated. It starts with education. I began asking myself, what if life-saving skills weren't just for surf lifesavers and medical professionals? What if every student left school knowing how to perform CPR, use an AED, and stay calm in an emergency? Because life-saving shouldn't be a skill for a few. It should be a skill for all of us. So I looked around the world for inspiration. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Luxembourg, England, 43 of 50 US states have all made CPR training mandatory in schools. In some nations, CPR and first aid certificates are even legally required to get a driver's license. Unsurprisingly, these nations have some of the highest bystander response rates for CPR in the world, showing that teaching CPR early isn't just practical, it saves lives. To put that into context, let's look at Denmark. Denmark's bystander CPR response rate is as high as 77%, compared to Australia's 40%. That huge difference comes from centralised public health initiatives like incorporating CPR in the school curriculum, which not only increases awareness, but it dramatically improves survival from out-of-hospital cardiac arrests. So how do we bring this here? Not every school has the same resources, so the solution has to be simple, scalable, and achievable. One approach could be integrating CPR and AED training into the PDHP curriculum. International organisations like the World Health Organization and the European Resuscitation Council recommend 2 hours of CPR training annually in schools, and Australia should follow. At my school, mentor or tute period is 15 minutes before class every day. Over a standard 200-day school year, that adds up to 3,000 minutes, which is 50 hours. And it would take just 2 of those hours to teach CPR. 2 hours, that's all. Such a small time investment for something that could literally save a life. Students could start with a short online course, easy for teachers to deliver, followed by practical sessions on mannequins to put theory into practice. This small change to the school curriculum could have huge impacts, giving every student, regardless of their school, the confidence and ability to act when it matters most. Imagine a society where most people know what to do when a life is at stake. Every minute matters, every second counts. This isn't just about training. It's about creating a generation that's ready, empowered, and capable of saving lives. And that's a change we can all create together. The best part is how achievable this idea really is. It's simple to implement, low cost, and backed by proven results overseas. More importantly, it builds confidence, not just in individuals, but in entire communities. And by targeting schools, we're reaching people who will grow into the next generation of parents, of colleagues, of community members. And over time, this will create a ripple effect, shaping a society where everyone knows what to do when a life is at stake. Just like that morning on the rocks, I will never forget the panic in those screams, the helplessness of the crowd, the overwhelming relief when help finally arrived. That moment stayed with me. It's a vivid reminder of how quickly life can change and of how crucial knowledge and readiness are. What if that relief didn't rely on chance? What if every student left school feeling confident and prepared to act in an emergency? Now, I want to see a show of hands. Who here already has CPR qualifications? Raise your hand. Look at those hands. They're already lifesavers. Let's give them a round of applause. I imagine that one small curriculum change will ripple out, shaping a society where everyone in this room raises their hand. Where life-saving skills are common, confidence is widespread, readiness is the norm, not an exception. Communities wouldn't just hope for help, they'd have it. Small change, big impact. It sounds simple, but the results could be extraordinary. It starts with us, here today, so that next time those screams ring out, someone knows exactly what to do. And that's a future we can and must create together. But this can't just stay as an idea on stage. I've already taken the first step. I've began conversations with my school's PDHP department and leadership team, spoken with my local MP about how we can integrate CPR training into the school curriculum. Within SURF Life-Saving Committees, helped to establish a group that designs and delivers CPR workshops, equipping our community with the skills to act when it matters most. But if you want to be part of that change as well, now is your chance to take that first step. Write to your principal, talk to your local MP, or even just start conversations at home. Because when more people speak up, policy shifts. And when policy shifts, lives are saved. Thank you.